Do 10x that?
I'm not even going to shit on him. But look, I want some money tonight. That's all I'm happy for. I want money tonight.
Shakur, tell us something, bro. Like, what you think about the decision? Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we going to fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
No tener más bro.
There you go. So basically, he just says he went for Roach, to win the fight. It was a close decision, but he did have Roach winning, and ultimately, in terms of himself, he thinks that if he were to get the rematch, he just wouldn't allow it to end in the judges' hands. Like, it wouldn't be a close decision next time.
Man, I thought they both put it out there. Roach definitely showed up and did his thing. Gervonta Davis is the champ, and it takes a lot to be able to beat the champ. But Roach definitely had something that wasn't expecting, whether the power, his combinations as well. He definitely came to fight, man. He got great skills, and it was a great fight overall.
There was a moment where it seemed like Danny, what do you think about the fight, man? Was that a good decision?
Hey, Lamont came to fight. You can't take no credit away from him. I think Tank had a little off night a little bit. He was off a little bit tonight. But Lamont came to fight. You can't take none away from him. He earned that tonight.
If you want a rematch, you think it'll go differently?
He deserved the draw. Lamont came with his A game. He came ready to fight, fighting all night. I think the whole crowd was pretty much looking for that big punch Tank would land. To see if Lamont get hurt, but he came ready. He came in shape. Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to both of them. It was a great fight. I think a draw was deserved.
What do you think about
What was your opinion of the decision of the judges?
Tank looked like the guy with the heavier hands, but Lamont had the better chin. So it's all relative. So if Tank hits real hard, but the guy can take it, doesn't really matter. And I thought Roach was brilliant tonight. He had a good game plan, but those early rounds are what haunts him. He's gonna lay up at night that he was a little more aggressive early on, because early on the.
Why you lost to Gervonta? You fought him last time.
Bueno, yo esperaba ver a un Rayo igual corriendo como lo hizo contra mí, pero creo que como se lo acabo de decir al compañero de ustedes, ¿no? Le dieron una probada de su propio chocolate y bueno, lo hicieron ver sumamente mal. Y bueno, creo que no es de que yo lo diga, pero pues ahí está. La pelea que dio Rayo ahorita ante un peleador que le huyó y que le metió las manos todos los rounds y Rayo no ganó ni un round.
He basically said, he thought Rayo was going to run. Like he
was kind of like bullying the bully. You think that was kind of part of the tactic?
I was surprised too, because Roach is a little bigger than I thought. I didn't think he was going to be able to do what he did, but he ended up doing it, man. Congratulations to both fighters for making it happen and stepping up to the plate. And man, they went toe to toe at times, so it was great. It was great.
You think if they do a rematch, it'll be kind of a similar fight, or you think one will be able to make it?
I think it'll be a little different. Similar but a little different. I think there'll be a little bit more aggression this time, next time around.
I don't know. Awesome, appreciate it, champ.
just because could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in?
I think he got overconfident.
He got
overconfident. Thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was gonna go. The fight was exactly how I see it. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence has been up. I've been always best.
Lamont Roach actually got stronger moving up 5 pounds to 135 pounds. He was able to take Tank shots without ever really being in any serious trouble. That, I think, was unusual and disconcerting for Tank. He got a little desperate in the late rounds and began throwing much more than his normal.
I really like him as a fighter, as a person. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter.
Oscar De La Hoya, the founder of Golden Boy Promotions, shared his thoughts on the fight. While he praised Lamont Roach's skills, he pointed out that Gervonta Tank Davis is on a whole different level. Oscar believes Tank Davis is not only a great fighter, but also very disciplined and hardworking. These qualities, according to Oscar, will help Tank beat Lamont Roach. He said, "Lamont Roach is a great fighter, but he might be outmatched by Tank Davis. Tank is a real beast. He's an incredible fighter, focused on his training and making. Sure, he's in perfect shape for the fight. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out."
Tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but...
When Jim Lampley made his prediction, he focused more on Gervonta Tank Davis's skill rather than his punching power, which other boxing experts highlighted as the key to his victory. Jim Lampley emphasized Tank's ability to adapt and adjust to different fighting conditions, as well as his strong chin. However, what stood out the most was Tank's punching power, which seemed to overshadow all his other qualities.
Never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will.
Even without his incredible punching power, Tank would still be an elite lightweight due to his smart boxing, southpaw style, quick footwork, and clear killer instinct. But it's his raw power that truly makes him stand out. He doesn't just beat his opponents, he dominates them in an intense and often terrifying way. Throughout the build-up to the fight, Lamont Roach has shown respect for everyone, even towards such a dangerous opponent.
Obviously, I'm the best 130 pounder in the world. It's evident. I can't wait to prove it. I can't wait to show it.
Gervonta Davis has faced his fair share of criticism. Some have criticized his record, while others have downplayed his skills and his standing in the sport. However, Lamont Roach doesn't think these critiques are valid. Having grown up in a similar area to Davis, Roach believes he knows him better than most people do.
And I'm going to prove that I'm one of the best fighters in the world. This is the beginning of my legendary run. This right here.
Over the years, Roach has watched with approval as Davis became a multi-division champion, a pound-for-pound star, and, according to some, the face of boxing. Roach has no issue admitting this. However, while Davis enjoys being at the top, the current WBA super featherweight champion knows that all good things must eventually end. I'm going to show you what it takes to be the new face of boxing on March 1st, Roach said during an episode of Against All Odds, The Reaper's Tale.
I believe that, because I've spoken to Rolly, their approach is, well, we're dehydrated. We had to go.
Says Roach suggests both he and Davis will face off in the ring on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Roach has fought in the lightweight division before, but he made his name one weight class below. The 5-pound difference, along with Davis's reputation for knocking opponents out cold, has led odds makers to believe that Roach has little to no chance.
Man, then I keep talking about some no disrespect. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. You's a real fake for real. Like,
The people who doubted him were actually helpful. Roach remembers when the betting experts saw him as the underdog against Hector Luis Garcia, but he proved them wrong. Now, going up against Davis, the 29-year-old knows what he's facing. Davis from Baltimore usually beats his opponents easily and recently showed no mercy to Frank, knocking him out in the 8th round this past June.
real fake, cause you hating for, bro. Every time you see me, it's what up, shawty, is that, you know how you talk. What you talking about, bro? I'm really him. I bring any type of smoke to anything in my way. What you talking about? I am him.
To avoid a similar outcome, Roach will need to put in his best work ever. Over the years, Tank Davis has been accused of picking easy opponents. However, Lamont Roach is a good fighter, technically skilled and at a championship level. But for a pay-per-view event against Tank Davis, I'd rather see someone who has delivered explosive performances at the highest level, or at least has a strong personality. The issue has been a lack of strong opponents to justify those high fees. Roach is a solid fighter, but he hasn't reached the top yet, and I don't think his character makes up for that. He's had success at super featherweight, but it's taken him a long time to get there. If he had made several title defenses, a fight with Davis might make more sense. But so far, he's only had one against Fergal MCC. We've seen Davis face this kind of opponent before, like Hector Luis Garcia, who after being stopped by Davis, only lost a split decision to Roach. But that's the way the pay-per-view model works. Once a fighter has a certain record, they stay on pay-per-view, no matter who their opponent is. Frank Martin, one of Davis's past opponents, is also a strong fighter. Unlike Roach, he is already established at lightweight. Martin was on track to fight Shakur Stevenson and has shown some solid performances, which created curiosity about him at the top level. There's no doubt Davis is at the highest level, which is why it's frustrating to see him carefully pick his opponents. It's also important to note that Roach, who is highly praised by those who know him, isn't the biggest super featherweight. While he is still capable of defending his WBA title, Davis is a powerful lightweight. When it comes to the build-up to his fights, Davis usually stays quiet until something triggers him, at which point he gets aggressive and insulting, like we saw with Frank Martin, where he even threatened to take Martin's girlfriend. Lamont Roach has now entered the Tank Davis drama after saying he would beat Davis just yesterday. In response, Davis promised, "I'm going to chop, bob, and weave. I'll end it in the 9th round. I like showing people they aren't who they say they are. I like proving it to the people who doubted me when I won my first title." Roach has been a top contender for a while and won the WBA junior lightweight belt in 2023. However, his career hasn't been without challenges. In November 2019, he lost to Jamal Herring for the WBO junior lightweight title by unanimous decision. That loss taught him important lessons that helped him in his next title fight. That's all for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're alerted when we release content like this. Until next time, peace out.